Welcome to
Wow.
our bar, brought to you by the Candid Athletic Training Podcast.
That was a
This is the R Bar Show. No, it's the Candid Athletic Training Podcast. I'm Kevin. This is Chad.
hi.
How's your Wednesday?
It was a slow day at work. It was great.
That is awesome.
I binged multiple episodes
Oh, at work.
at work.
Nice. Of
The
what?
Wire. The Wire.
Ooh, you still on that, huh?
I'm
How many seasons?
There's 5 seasons. I just finished up season 4 today, and I got about 20 minutes into season 5.
Nice. So 5 seasons.
5 seasons.
Is it worth the hype? This classically, for anybody that doesn't know, this classically is one of listed on Mount Rushmores of TV shows.
I understand why it's on Mount Rushmore of TV shows. Is it on my Mount Rushmore of TV shows?
Row.
I guess I want to see how season 5 goes.
Nice.
It's close, but I don't think it'll end up there. I like it. I think it's very thought-provoking. I think it does a lot of good. It's just, I don't know. It's good. It's good. I'll say that. It's
good.
It's
good.
good. I would put it a notch down from 24 for me.
Okay.
And they came out around the same time. I actually looked it up. They're like almost like first years. So in terms of like how they age.
Did it age well?
Yeah, there's some things that are.
I mean, aside from like, you're probably seeing people use like flip phones and stuff.
Yep.
But like, did it age? I mean, does it hold up?
Yeah, I mean the premise is corruption.
What?
It's
Nothing's
basically
corrupt.
yeah, it's the government,
Sir.
it's the police,
Sir,
force, the corruption within there.
YouTube, you are not hearing this right
It's
now.
it's the intricacies of how the government and the police, and also the intricacies of the drug trade
Okay.
and how they intertwine.
Intertwine, he says.
It's very thought provoking.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
so
I'll take that.
I do like it. I would watch it again
All right.
if I had like all day to just do whatever.
We talking hour episodes?
Yeah,
Hour on normal TV, so they end up being like 46-minute episodes. Is that
No.
right? No, like full on hour.
this is HBO.
Oh, HBO. I
It's an
didn't know that.
HBO show, so yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
An hour is an hour.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, 13 episodes. I think there's 60 total episodes, so I think it was like 13, 12, 13, 13, and then like this last season is only 10.
You just got into Chad's
Math.
head right there.
It's something around there, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like 13, 12, 13, 13. It's like 61. Everything okay?
Yeah, I think so. We'll see what happens. We'll send a text.
How was your Wednesday?
Long, as they always are. But it's beautiful outside.
It was nice here in Wisconsin
I
today.
tried waking my brain up a little bit by taking a nice little walk around the neighborhood here outside of my work. That did not work, so I took a power nap instead
A snoozer.
in a Normatec chair.
Good for you.
Yeah, or anti-gravity, zero gravity chair, whatever.
Norms attacks.
Um,
Yeah, let's thank our
Yeah,
show
let's-
sponsors
let's
here.
do
So let's
that.
throw that Healthy Roster, www.healthyroster.com, the official sponsor of the Candid Athletic Training podcast. I got a text yesterday from a friend and former person I used to work with. It was like, "Hey, are you still affiliated with Healthy Roster? We're thinking about making the switch." I was like, "Yeah, do it." It's just that straightforward. You do it. You
do it.
whatever you need to do to start working with Healthy Roster because they're the best EMR. I said, just make sure you let them know that you are related to Candid Athletic Training. So, yeah, make sure you check them out, healthyroster.com. Hopefully everyone right now is turning their attention towards next year and setting budgets and stuff like that. This is one of those line items that you need. You need it. You need to work this into your whatever it takes. meet with your administrators. Like, look, hey, this is going to allow me to do my job better. This is going to allow us to track more things. This is going to allow us to run up and down the block several times very
Jeez,
fast. What's going on
they were
out there?
fast.
Fast.
Get those kids on a track program.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So make sure to check out Healthy Roster. Smart Tools. We got a major announcement in just like 1 second.
Yeah.
Smart Tools, 10% off anything using the code CANDID10. Just for listening to this show, check them out, smarttoolsplus.com. Also, Human Kinetics, 20% off using the code CANDIDCEU. Thank you to Human Kinetics. Athletic Trainer Insurance Plus, if you want a discounted rate on professional liability insurance. I actually had an AT reach out and be like, hey, I hadn't listened to you guys in a while. Sounds like you guys have some pretty cool new sponsors. What's up with the insurance? I said, well, hey, here's what it is. And I sent a screenshot, and they were like, yep, I'm all over that. So very cool. Lastly, I hit this button on accident before. Thinking remember when that was a thing we just did all the time? Was like thought we were pirates. We were pirate hunting.
We were
hunting pirates.
We were hooking on some pirates.
Yeah. So our bar energy, you're gonna get, what is it, 30% off our bars?
30
using the code
%
Candid.
They're good too, man.
I know. I've been snacking on them every day. It's like my mid-afternoon snack after my lunch.
I like them.
And what's nice is they're enough, but they're not too
like
much. Gosh, Jack Candy.
I don't know how many times I have to quote that.
You say it. You've said it at least 3 times in the last month, I think, on this show.
And think about how many times I probably said that. I'm gonna say, what are we on? Episode 215.
215.
I guarantee I've quoted that 50 times.
I bet you.
50. Our bar, 30% off, and they're gonna give us.
We just gave away some bars.
Gave away some berries.
30
bars.
Which needs to be on our to-do list.
I mean, that is 1 bar a day for a month. That's 3 bars a day for 10 days. Or you're binging a couple good TV shows and you don't want to get up from that couch. You might as well just eat all those bars.
Yep.
And you know what? You're getting great ingredients. You can pronounce all of them.
Quality.
You know them all.
Healthy.
They really are. They did a good job.
Yeah, and I'm excited. I think he said they're coming out with some new stuff. We need to have Brian on the show.
Yeah, I would like to. I am very much looking forward to getting some of the other flavors.
Yeah.
The other what do we have? Peanut butter and jelly and the chocolate one.
Yeah, we have chocolate, peanut butter, and peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut.
What do you think is a better combination between the two? Chocolate peanut butter or peanut butter jelly? If you had to choose one. I think that's a hard question for me to answer. Like PB&J or chocolate and peanut butter. Like what's
my favorite candy?
Reese's peanut butter cup. Yeah. So you're gonna choose that.
And
if you okay, let's do this.
All day long, you give me a peanut butter and honey sandwich over a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I know you've said
I am not a jelly fan. But
so you would.
I understand it. At the same time, no. Chocolate and peanut butter.
It is more iconic.
Is way better.
Yeah, I agree. I think I tend to agree.
Here's the thing, though.
Although their peanut butter jelly bar is, in my opinion,
is really good.
It's the best one I've had so far.
I will say this. Because of my affinity to Reese's peanut butter cups, it is really hard when there's any other peanut butter and chocolate concoction to not think, oh, this is going to taste like a Reese's peanut butter cup, and it doesn't. Even like those imitation peanut butter cups, I'm not a big fan of. I love Reese's peanut butter cups mashed up in vanilla ice cream, but not chocolate ice cream. It's too much chocolate.
Chocolate on chocolate.
Yeah, I like the vanilla in there, the sweet, savory vanilla.
Chocolate peanut butter ice cream Are you okay with that?
Chocolate peanut butter ice cream?
Chocolate and peanut butter ice cream.
I don't know if I've ever had
Oh, that's all I eat.
chocolate and peanut butter ice
It's just
cream.
chocolate ice cream with chunks of peanut butter in it.
Really?
It's really freaking. I mean,
Like,
it depends.
is there a brand?
I think most brands do it.
Really?
Right now, the Oatly, the
Ooh,
oat
Oatly
milk.
has it?
Sorry, not Oatly.
Some oat milk ice
Yes.
cream? Yeah.
Because I've been going back and forth between them.
There is, okay, we've talked about this on the podcast before. We're Wisconsinites. When we think of ice cream, we think of frozen custard. At least I do. And it is better. It's a better version of what most people think is ice cream. Much better version. This, like, non-dairy, oat-based, almond milk, so forth ice cream, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It just makes my stomach feel happy.
Yes.
Like maybe I have I need more lactate in my life or something.
no, my wife has been. I mean, she's definitely gotten more dairy sensitive,
Yeah.
and
I am too. Yeah.
now she's also a dairy lover though.
Yeah.
Other than milk, like she loves cheese, loves ice cream. I mean, you put a pint of ice cream in front of her, she's definitely gonna eat it. Thank God, like there's almond milk and oat milk versions that she was like, hey, this is pretty good. Like, thank God.
Yeah, I agree. I was just thinking about the ice cream thing. Gosh. Like the types of ice cream?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
soft serve versus whatever, grabbing a pint and
Grab a pint.
like what and how you said we're partial to like our varieties. Like you're saying like a Culver's.
Yeah, Culver's, Cops,
Yeah.
Oscars,
Yeah. God dang.
Wisconsin ice cream, frozen custard. If you haven't had frozen custard, I dare you to have frozen custard. Now, if you're the type that
How do you feel about frozen yogurt?
I can take it or leave it. If I never had frozen yogurt again in my life, I wouldn't be like upset.
Okay.
But the day, like sometimes we would go out for frozen yogurt,
Froyo,
or maybe
yeah.
like I know walking by a Froyo or walking by other frozen yogurt places. Actually, this location used to be a frozen yogurt place.
The lab used to be a Froyo. Oh, I can see that. I can see that. Like
That's
over
where that
here,
fireplace is
yeah.
from. Like, because there used to be like a lounge right there. Yeah,
Kyle,
frozen yogurt. What do we
remember
got?
the saying, diarrhea is temporary, but the enjoyment of real ice cream is forever.
I think ice cream.
I think the
is
draw
too
to
iced.
the thing about Froyo is just being able to create your own toppings is kind of
Correct.
is the draw.
I mean,
Everybody wants
yeah.
customization of your own fucking taste buds.
Is Cold Stone national?
I believe so. They
Cold
started
Stone's
it, didn't
really
they?
good. Cold Stone's good.
Yeah. Or I guess DQ probably started it with Blizzards. You could just build your own
that's true.
Blizzards.
That is true. We have here in Wisconsin. We have a lot of frozen custard places
Yeah.
that they'll have the flavor of the day and then vanilla and chocolate,
Yeah.
right? And so
Or 2 flavors of the day. And
maybe right.
Usually,
And
like, the
or a
pints from,
sundae,
like, the
they'll have
last-
a Sunday of the day
yeah,
too.
Sunday of the month.
The pints from yesterday
yeah.
or whatever. But there is definitely this like, oh my God, did anybody see what is at Cops today? Like, I have to go get that. I mean, there's a little, I guess, following of this frozen custard world. Vice golf. Hey, we got Abby.
Abby's here. Kyle's here.
Abby.
Niece is here. Thank you
Welcome
all.
back. Haven't seen you in a little bit.
Before we forget,
What?
let's do our
show?
let's do our announcement, and then
Oh.
because otherwise we're gonna forget. So, BFR,
show
we're gonna do a
called again?
BFR course. Smart Tools. They emailed us asking if we could switch for them, and being a sponsor of
them,
the show and a partner, we agreed. So the BFR course is not going to be tomorrow for the live streamers, and if you're listening to this The new BFR course for the Candid Athletic Training members is going to be 1 week from tonight. So we are going to do it April 19th. That's Wednesday, April 19th at 7 p.m. Central. That's when Ed wants to do the show. So that's when we're going to do it.
So how many hours in a week, Chad?
168
Okay,
minus 2. 166 hours from right now.
166 hours from right now.
We will be doing it, yeah.
If you are a member of the Candid Athletic Training Podcast, you will get some CEUs on BFR.
So if you are listening to this podcast in audio form, and it's Monday, that would be the 17th, or Tuesday, the 18th, and you want to become a member of the show so you can do this the CEU course. It's one CEU. It's a BFR course. There's some other discounts and deals that come with being a Candid Athletic Training member. We highly encourage it. So again, the CEU course will be a week from tonight. That's Wednesday, April 19th, 7 p.m. Central, a 1 CEU course hosted by BFR and Ed Lacera. And then what's going to happen is after that show that is exclusive to our members.
Exclusive?
It's exclusive. You have to be a member of our podcast in order to get the CEU. Afterwards, we'll do our show, our normal show. We'll do it afterwards. And then we'll just hang around and we'll come up with some topics and we'll do stuff.
Did we ever figure out? Okay, yeah. So we're gonna do a normal show after the BFR show.
Correct.
Did we ever figure out if we were gonna be able to, like, our members, and as people become members, are going to have access to this video?
From what I understand,
right?
yes.
So think about it this way. And we know everybody's got lives. Abby, apparently club volleyball is not great for Wednesday nights, so I'm guessing you're not going to be able to be on the member side of the BFR course, but we're going to have the link to that, and we are going to share that with our members, correct?
It's either going to be that or we'll just have the video available, but in order to get the CEU course...
But the video is just going to be a link, right?
Yeah. So you'll have to take the test and, do the course, and that will be for members only. Yeah, we just... I'm assuming we're going to go off the honor system, that you're not just going to share it with all your friends. I mean, we're trying to build something here, right? And so we're trying to create opportunity for you to not only get the entertainment that is Chad and Kevin on the Candid Athletic Training Podcast every Wednesday night at 8:30 Central. You said
but
entertainment.
Also, huh?
You said we're entertaining.
Yeah, we are, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. People keep coming back.
I mean, if anything, we're not an athletic training podcast. We're just an entertainment podcast. But we're trying to give you guys, our listeners, our members, incentive to continue to be members, and so that we can keep doing this fun thing, and our wives don't hate us. So
more than they hate us already.
Yeah, I had that. Sorry. More than they already hate this guy. I mean, but so you're gonna have access to it later, right? And then you can reference it later too. But please don't share it with everybody. And if you do, just tell them to get a membership, and then I'll share it with them.
Yeah, for sure. Do we have any other business before we...
Hell no.
You want to get into some shenanigans?
Shenanigans.
Let's do it. Boom. Where do you want to go?
Friend or foe?
You want to do friend or foe? Okay. Friend or foe, Kevin? We asked 100...
Foe.
Oh, no, I was just going to go into the top 5. We didn't ask 100. We just put it on social media. Jesus. Friend or foe, Kevin, using your scissors, your tape scissors, for just regular cutting. I don't think we've done this before. I'm not sure.
It sounds like it should be called a faux pas.
A faux pas. Yeah. So you had special scissors just for cutting tape? Or like on field, I guess? Or did you have special tape cutting scissors?
No. I mean, yes, but no.
Okay, let's just say this. Would you mix your, like the scissors that have the little nub on the end?
Mm-hmm.
Would you use that to cut some paper?
Didn't we do a whole podcast on like
What's that called?
what's the nub called?
Yeah, we did. I don't
The
remember what
nubbin.
it's called.
My third nipple, my nubbin.
Is it okay to mix athletic training scissors with your regular cutting? I don't know, whatever you're going to call it.
All right. So this is where my brain went immediately. I remember I'm like in my 20s. I'm living with Ryan.
I don't know why this is funny already.
I'm living with Ryan.
You
And
and,
I don't know.
Ryan and Chubbs.
Oh yeah. And if I don't know if you know this about Ryan, but he's a serious like foodie. Like he loves cooking. Like he
Okay.
actually started the process of going to culinary school.
Okay.
Like he did an internship in high school, and that's what he was going to do. He's going to be a professional chef, and he's really good at cooking. Like he just has a knack for it. So early on, he was the guy that bought like the crazy cool knife set, right?
Sure.
And you know how there's kitchen shears in there,
Sure.
and kitchen shears tend to be, as long as you didn't buy a really crappy pair, like incredibly sharp. And
Okay.
heavy duty scissors that if you really need to cut through something, you're going to cut through it. Now, what they're meant for is cutting through ligaments and joints of dead animals. Now, I went to go cut something, like a piece of paper with those, and he was like, "Hey, whoa. Like, don't use those." And I was like, "What do you mean? They're just scissors, dude. Like, you're gonna cut through like a joint of a chicken. Why can't I cut this piece of paper?" And he's like, "Because it'll dull the scissors." And I was like, "Really?" And so anytime somebody used really, really nice like tape cutting scissors. I know a lot of the kinesio tape folk, like those, like they had very special scissors because and they were incredibly sharp. I remember a player going to one of my colleagues' K-tape, kinesio tape, whatever scissors, and they were going to cut like their pants a little bit or something. And he's like, "If you ever use those scissors again for anything other than cutting K-tape, I will stab you in the eye."
So
And
there's some hardcore
so
people with
he
this.
would be a foe.
Are
I
you
mean,
one
like,
of them?
my brain immediately tells me it is a foe, but
Only because of that?
only because I have this imprint of one of my best friends in the entire world being like, "Do not use those scissors for anything other than cutting like animals or food." I think it's a foe, but to me it was a friend. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I never only used my scissors to cut tape. I cut everything with it, and then I just bought another pair of scissors.
They're scissors. So we put it on social media.
In
Candid
fact,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but when I worked for an organization that had more money than they knew what to do with, and there was extra scissors at the end of the year, I took those scissors home because they're amazing scissors, and I use them for everything at home. Everything.
We put it on Candid_ATC, which is our Twitter account, which you should follow us. Friend or foe using medical scissors for non-medical cutting? 78% of you said friend. It's okay. 22% said for, which was supposed to be foe. It was a typo on my end, but I think you got it. A couple comments. Kyle said, "Foe, I'm not using my expensive scissors to cut non-AT items at risk damage. Coaches would ask to borrow my Super Pros to cut zip ties, and every time I tell them no. I showed the price once, and they never asked me again." And then Teeks, which at Zephyr TK, said, "I've used a Lister bandage sisters." I think that
Scissors.
Yeah, Lister bandage scissors to cut pizza. It was the pizza scissors, so no body parts were touched.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
You cut a pizza with it?
Why not?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. There's no right way to cut a pizza. Actually, is there
The
a
Bulls
right?
won. Aaron is your.
The Bulls won?
The Bulls won.
They still play basketball?
Things must be pretty well in your household.
Do they have to play? Do they have to play the mighty Bucks next?
They'll play the Heat next, and the winner of that game will play the Bucks. So yeah, 22% said that's a big no. 1 out of every 5, basically 4 out of 5 said no, it's okay. Use your scissors to cut everything.
So true, Aaron. I use my old tape scissors to open packages.
Yeah, I use the kitchen shears to cut everything at my house. So
yeah. Now I assume your kitchen shears didn't cost like a couple $100.
Hell no.
So I mean I obliged Ryan on that one.
Yeah, I get it.
But I think about it.
Yeah.
I think about it every time. Like anytime somebody's using like a specialty scissor for something else, I'm like, oh, Ryan would not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there is I can totally understand the argument. I don't care, but like how many times you pick up scissors and you can see the tape residual? Like cutting KT tape all the time, cutting the corners, and you can see where it's just like it gums up.
It does.
So you probably might as well just keep it to that. I totally get it.
I mean, I do totally get it. But every couple weeks I would just, throw some alcohol on a towel and rub out.
Rub it out. That's what he
scissors.
said. Rub out the scissors.
Rub out the
Edward Scissorhands over here. Just
scissors.
rub one out.
Ooh. That's not a good day.
No. I don't know. I think there's a fun discussion there.
Hey, Aaron said the Blackhawks just posted about their AT retiring.
Yeah.
So, all you hockey folks, or Aaron, I mean, why don't you go be the Blackhawks athletic trainer?
Aaron could be a Midwest girl. Okay. You want to do a fat or FMK?
Fat.
Fat it up. This will be a fun one. Creed's out right now. So we said, let's do the original Creed versus the new Creed. Apollo versus Adonis. Now, neither one of us has seen Creed 3, so no, there's not going to be any spoilers here. Please, if you're on the live stream, don't spoil it for us.
But big fans of Creed 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just hard to get a babysitter these days. And actually, I did find out it's coming to, I think it's going to be on Prime, like first weekend in May. So we only got like 2 weeks left before we can see it at home. So we're just waiting for it at home.
Before you start.
I don't remember if it's on Prime. It's on one of the subscription services. We got them all,
sure,
so it doesn't matter.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Who doesn't? How do you feel about like movies going really quickly to digital?
I love it.
Do you?
I love it.
I kind of don't like it.
Why?
Makes me.
You have the option of going to the movie or waiting. It's your choice. It's not like they're forcing you.
I got no pressure to go to the movie. the only pressure, like I like going to the movies.
I do too. We just went and what did we just see? We just saw some. Oh, we saw Shazam 2.
Shazam.
It was either going to be Creed or Shazam, and we went with Shazam because we wanted to see something a little bit more lighthearted. Julie wanted something not really like a intense thing. She wanted something a little bit more lighthearted. I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. Let's go see Shazam.
She didn't want to see Michael B. Jordan with his shirt off the entire movie.
Nah, she gets to see me.
she gets a little Chad instead.
Michael C. Henneberry.
Michael F. Henneberry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm fine with it. It's your choice. It's dealer's choice. It's not like they're prohibiting you from going to the theater.
No, they're not. But okay. So for instance, Creed, if it's already going to come to a streaming service May 1st,
it's like usually like 45 days after.
It used to be like a year, right?
Yeah. Who knows?
I mean, sometimes never. That made me really like. Okay, I got to prioritize this. I don't know. Anybody that saw Mario, I don't know. Well, you tell us, Aaron. Mario apparently, Mario's really good.
The movie?
Yeah, I heard it's like really funny and well done.
I think I heard mixed results.
Really?
But, yeah. Erin said she liked it, so.
Good. All right. How about
So we're back to doing
and Adonis.
Apollo versus Adonis.
Apparently, are also Nisi's nephews' middle names.
Oh, that's fun.
Maybe big Creed fans.
Yeah, huge. All right, Rago.
Strong names.
So where do we start?
Well, how do we want to attack this? Do we want to go like the 5 qualities or 5 genres of athletic training, or do we want to just talk about the individuals and their strengths and weaknesses?
Either. I don't know. How do you want to?
I'll tell you what. Adonis, emotional as fuck. Apollo, not so much.
Sure, I agree with that.
Distant.
Adonis
distant.
Can kind of. I mean, he's a little younger, not quite as seasoned. Mm-hmm. Apollo would be the more seasoned, older veteran. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't really see Apollo in his younger years. Now that would be kind of a cool prequel. That would be a really cool prequel, actually. Yeah. I don't know who you get to play him.
Yeah.
Maybe Michael B. Jordan. Just kidding.
I was gonna say, maybe Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah. So, but you see him when he's already been the champ.
Maybe that's where the Creed came from. Is they were like, oh, we should do a prequel about Apollo Creed, and they were like, well, why don't we just do one about his son?
Yeah, that's probably what it happened.
That's
interesting. So the thing with Apollo,
yeah,
maybe he should be an athletic trainer because nobody promoted themselves better than Apollo.
Not a single.
Like, look at me. I am the. He's got like 100 different nicknames. He would. Everybody would know what an AT was if Apollo was an AT.
Absolutely. Man, that guy
nothing
could talk.
like self-promoting.
That guy could talk.
And just be a show. Be the spectacle. Where Adonis is more the. Although that's kind of what an AT is, the behind the scenes, like, let's just put the work in, let the actions speak for themselves. So in that respect, I think Adonis makes a really good AT.
Do you think
we don't ever want to? A lot of times we don't want to be in the spotlight. We want to be behind scenes. We want to be like, hey, let's put in the work. Let the kids do the thing. They should have all the.
Okay, so what makes a better athletic trainer? The guy that makes the athlete run on a beach and run faster than he's ever run in his entire life.
I hate it. That was one of my biggest pet peeves as an AT is they're like, we're going to go do beach day. We're going to do running on the beach. All right, great. I can't wait for the knee and ankle issues.
No. Okay. So not necessarily that they're running on the beach, but the act of getting the athlete to perform at a higher level than the athlete thought they could.
I see where you're going. I like it.
Or is the athlete the athletic trainer who will sit bedside with their
that's a really
athlete
good
at all hours of the day and sacrifice, maybe being in the gym themselves to be, next to the people they care about. Which one would be a little more important?
Man, that is a really good, hard question that you just had, Kev. That's really good points. I don't think I have the answer.
Because I think they motivated in different ways, right? I think Apollo had it in him to motivate.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, like
what's wrong with you?
Like, I still got it. What the hell happened to you?
How many ATs have the eye of the tiger, honestly?
And then, I mean, Adonis was more of the, I'm just going to show up. I'm going to show up, and that like, if you don't show up, I won. And so, therefore, are you gonna win this battle, or am I going to win this battle? So, I think about, like, maybe coming in on a Sunday because you got to do a rehab with one of your athletes or something like that, or on an off day or whatever it is, does your athlete beat you to the facility or do you beat the athlete? And then is that healthy as well? Or is it better to just be the ultimate motivator like Apollo Creed? Jesus. Little fly. Stupid fly.
So really what you're getting at, is it okay to just talk the talk and not necessarily walk the walk, or do you need to walk the walk as an athletic trainer too?
A little bit.
And kind of go through it a little bit yourself. Now, not that Apollo didn't, though. That's the thing. Apollo did go through it. He got to the point where he mastered it, so he doesn't have to, right? He had been there, so once you've been to the mountaintop.
Well, we talk about when most athletic trainers are former athletes.
This is really tough debate.
Most athletic trainers are former athletes. In the role of Apollo Creed, he goes from top athlete to trainer. He trains Rocky at some point, right? And so he has to make that transition of being the top dog to, well, let me show you some tricks of the trade. But I can also kick your ass in a sprint. Dare me, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of athletic trainers like that, right? Now, but at the same time, I think if you haven't seen Creed, the original Creed, go see it. It's a really good movie. But Rocky is his trainer, and Rocky goes through some cancer, and Adonis is the one that kind of motivates him to fight the cancer, right? And so, but he does it by being there, right? He does it by sitting bedside and constantly going to treatments with Rocky and this and that. Self-sacrificing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if Apollo was necessarily sacrificing too much to help train Rocky. He made the ultimate sacrifice in the ring one time. He's a real tall Russian dude. But, I mean, I don't know.
Who are you leaning towards here?
I'm leaning towards Apollo, and I think just for the maturity of it. For the, listen, I've been there. I'm going to, just listen to me. Let me guide you. This is what you're missing. You thought you had it all, but you don't. Let me take you to the promised land. Let me teach you some speed. Let me teach you this.
Who put in more hours, put in more time, you think?
I don't know. It's a good one. I bet Adonis.
Yeah.
I feel like Adonis was less gifted than Apollo. But at the same time, we don't have that prequel of Apollo, right? But I do think that the hardship mentally, emotionally, and physically for Adonis might have been different.
Yeah, he also had the pressure of living up to his father's expectation, or his father's shadow.
And everybody's expectation of him because of his father.
It's like all the athletic trainers that worked with the Brewers after you left.
Yeah.
Gotta live in that shadow.
God, could you imagine being Dave every day? Just thinking,
I gotta pick up the
how am
slack
I
here.
ever going to live up to a B+ kind of athletic trainer?
It's like Austin.
Yeah, right? Actually, we just went to the UWM game at The Rock.
You did?
Yeah.
This weekend?
Yeah, on Saturday.
Did they win?
Yeah, they crushed. Couple homers.
Did you talk to Austin?
No.
See Mr. Getz?
I saw him from afar, and I tried getting his attention a couple times.
Oh, interesting.
He was locked into first base.
He doesn't give two shits about it.
He doesn't give a fuck.
No. So
yeah,
I think I'm leaning Adonis here. I think you convinced me. I was originally thinking, I'm going to probably go Apollo here, but I think I'm going with the talk, not just the talk, but walk the walk,
Sure.
Put the time in, and just the be there for your athletes no matter what. And
Yeah.
Apollo would probably have some athletes that really like him, but then others that don't like him at all.
Sure.
Where I think everyone's probably fine with Adonis.
Well, and spoiler alert. When Apollo does meet his ultimate demise, Kyle brings up a point of he didn't know when to quit, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know many athletic trainers that don't know when to quit.
Yeah.
Not saying that we should have to have that mentality, but I do think it makes a good athletic trainer. Does that make sense? And I think having the ability to keep going, it makes pretty good athletic training. I don't necessarily think that athletic training has to have that, but I do think when it's needed, it's a good quality to have. Bum, bum, bum.
All right, I put it up on social media. It'll be interesting. We've had only 3 votes so far. They've all 3 were for Apollo, so he's crushing. He's crushing right now. How about like him just wanting to like get in the ring one more time? Like, hey Rock, you owe me this. Let's spar.
Yeah.
You ever been like, hey, I want to do one more tape job. I gotta do one more tape job.
Absolutely.
Just to see where I'm at.
Absolutely. I had a kid come into the clinic one time, and he was a basketball player, and he's like, well, I have a game on Saturday, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get taped. And I was like, well, you want to come to the clinic? I'll tape you.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, oh, no pressure. It's the first tape job I've done in like 3 years, but whatever.
How'd it go?
Fine.
Just like riding a bike.
Fine.
Okay, let's roll into our FMK here.
Do it.
Picture time. What was that from? Picture time. It's picture time.
Some kids show.
Picture time. Is that like something with Bill Cosby? Is that Fat Albert?
No idea.
Picture time. It's picture time. Dang it! I'm gonna
slightly before my
Abby,
time.
please help me out here.
There you go. No, I mean Abby, 27-year-old.
I'm gonna look
Abby.
this up. Why don't you
FMK.
lead into this?
All right. So Chad had a brilliant idea, and he thought, you know what? What would be a great? Oh, Craig.
No, that's not it.
But Chad was thinking, one way to promote the profession is, just what if there were pictures? What if there were pictures of athletic trainers? There's not a lot of pictures of athletic trainers. And pictures of people doing things are the way that a lot of people associate with what the hell they do, right? So we're thinking, what if it was picture time for athletic trainers? What would you like a picture of you doing? And we're thinking action shots. So what are the action shots of athletic training that would be best to represent the profession? So we're going to FMK. That's F, marry, kill, if you're new to the podcast. So F for UCK. And then marry or kill something. We're going to go performing C-spine, spine boarding, something of the emergency C-spine, whatever, stabilizing, whatever, putting somebody on a spine board. Just taping. What? It doesn't matter. A wrist, an ankle, a finger, whatever it is. Or then stretching one of your athletes. FMK, the following. C-spine taping, stretching.
It's picture pages.
Go.
Picture pages by Bill Cosby.
Picture
Kyle
pages
got that.
by Bill
and Abby
Cosby.
did confirm Bill Cosby. Yeah, it was a American educational television program aimed at preschool children presented by Bill Cosby, 1978 to 1984.
You just sounded like you glitched.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you stopped.
I don't want
And then you kept going.
Yeah, I probably did.
You were looking at pictures
Schwitzer
of Bill
valve.
Cosby.
My Schwitzer valve broke. Yeah.
Is Bill Cosby in jail?
I don't know.
I don't know if that ever got. Did that ever get resolved? I mean, trauma is trauma, but did he ever pay any consequences for?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
But he did some picture pages. Picture page.
So we're gonna F, marry, and kill the pictures of us taping, evaluating, and stretching.
Not with Bill Cosby.
No pictures with Bill Cosby on this program.
No. C-spine.
Oh,
taping.
C-spine taping and stretching.
Or spine boarding. I don't know. Whatever. What do you want to say? Spine board?
Sure.
Spine boarding. Spine. Whether you're at the head or you're helping roll, whatever you're doing.
And then stretching.
Stretching.
Is that the last one? Stretching.
Yeah. Aaron is already killing stretching. But we got people waving at us?
No.
Oh.
I wave at them first. I think that I mean, there's a lot to this. This is like what demonstrates our skill set, but also doesn't pigeonhole us into what we already or thought we do.
But we do all of these.
We do all of them, so we need pictures of all of them.
I think a lot of people get a little butthurt when stuff that's like not as glorious isn't represented. It's like, well, yeah, but you still do it for your job, right? A lot of jobs have glory moments.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? Do you know yet?
I think what I'm going to have to do is marry spine boarding.
Okay.
Only from the perspective of it looks like of the three, taping, spine boarding, and stretching, if you ask me, spine boarding is the most thought-provoking in terms of, that person must have some medical background, some skill. You can't just, honestly, literally anybody could try and tape an ankle.
Sure. Plenty of coaches do it, right?
Correct.
And they're dumb
and
as
stretching,
can be.
yeah.
I mean, what?
My wife could stretch me.
Sure.
That doesn't mean she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
Spine board, you see somebody doing a spine board, you're like, oh, wow, that person knows their stuff. So I think I'll have to marry that.
Oh.
In terms of what could help the profession the most.
Okay.
Now, I also think that might actually make for the worst picture.
Yeah.
Because you're like head down, you're not seeing the face, whatever. But that's okay.
What if it's like from behind, and like maybe you're having a bad ass day.
I don't have bad ass.
Maybe you got swamp ass.
Ask my coworkers, I guess.
Maybe you got swamp ass.
Swass. You got swass.
Here you are on.
That's okay. It's not about me. It's not about my swass. It's about the profession.
There's a picture of you in the National Health Provider Museum, with just a bunch of swass holding somebody's C-spine.
It's okay. Because if I have swass, it's not because I'm doing the C-spine. I could have the swass doing the taping. I could also have swass doing the stretching.
Or just sitting here doing the podcast.
Yeah. Do you have some swass?
No, I'm good now. I don't have swass. My butt's warm, but I definitely don't have any kind of streaks going down my butt.
So
you can check if you want.
So yeah, I think I'll marry spine boarding because I just think it's gonna give you the most bang for the buck. It's also, I mean, it's probably the most risky photo. It could be a terrible photo. It could be a pretty cool photo.
Won't care.
I will. You know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna tape, or I'm gonna F the tape.
Okay.
As long as it's not an ankle tape job.
All right.
Give me a wrist tape job. Give me any other tape job.
Because the feet aren't sexy to you?
No, I think, again, it just gets away from...
Sure. I get what you're saying.
The stigmatism.
Right.
Of what we are.
And the stigma is that...
The stigma. I said stigmatism.
You like feet?
Stigmatism is like an eye thing, isn't it?
Astigmatism.
Yeah, I said the wrong word there. The stigma.
The stigma. Stigmatism. Astigmatism.
I just don't want everyone thinking all we do is tape ankles. Like
Sure.
a wrist tape job, whatever, makes me think, all right, they're doing something a little bit different. So give me that.
Okay.
Let's switch it up a little bit. You know what I'm
Alright.
saying? Like,
Mhm,
don't give me
mhm,
vanilla.
mhm.
Let's get off missionary for a little bit here. Let's do some other
Ooh.
stuff.
Okay.
So give me the
Reverse
non-ankle
of
tape,
something.
reverse wrist
Anything
tape job.
reverse.
Reverse
I
valence.
like anything reverse.
Reverse valence. Lastly, I'll kill the stretch
Okay.
because it's kind of boring. It would be a boring photo. Maybe it's more Kama Sutra. Man, maybe I should have it. Oh well. Remember we talked about doing like the Kama Sutra of athletic training?
Uh-huh.
We should still do that.
We got wives.
So we got wives, barely. What about you? Where are you going here?
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna F the spine board.
Okay. Why?
I think because it's this like climax of a thing that athletic trainers every once in a while have to do. Like, so I know I'm speaking from like actually doing it, but a picture of it. I also don't want people to think like that's what I do. It's like
Spine board?
Spine board people.
It's just in our repertoire.
I'm also not an EMT, right? Like,
Sure.
That's not. I've literally spine boarded like three people, and I've been an athletic trainer for now 14 plus years. And so now I do agree with you though. I think it's something people don't think about as part of the profession. So I want you to get a little tickle of it, and maybe you want to come back for some more of like, what else is an athletic trainer good for? Maybe you hit some good spots on that last F. What else is he good at? And so I'm gonna F it. I'm gonna marry the stretching because I like stretching people, and I think
I do too, actually.
I think like the way I stretch humans as an athletic trainer, when I see no offense, no offense, and remember, I said no offense so I can say whatever the hell I want now.
He's now offending you.
Like the strength conditioning world, they often are stretching people. And there are many people that are very good at stretching people. But I will sit at a professional sporting event and watch some clearly strength conditioning people stretch some people. And I got some critiques. I think I do a pretty good job of stretching people. And so just from my standpoint, I'm going to marry the stretch because I've also brought this up on the podcast. I evaluate a lot from doing stretching. I evaluate a lot by moving their joints.
Tissue.
And
yeah,
sometimes I can't even remember the last time I did a special test. I just said lay down on the table and let me move the hell out of your joint. And so to me, there's this like, I just love it. And so if I love it, I'm gonna marry it.
Is there a particular stretch you'd want photographed?
I probably would be most comfortable
Like
with with like a shoulder, and me doing anything with a shoulder.
So your cover, your front cover of your Kama Sutra book is
the Kama
shoulder.
Sutra book?
No, I'm just saying the athletic training
but...
stretch calendar. What's January here?
Yeah, something with the shoulder. Maybe a little like, let's just say shoulder flexion. We'll just say shoulder flexion. Let's go that route.
Do you know?
No, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go with internal rotation because nobody does it the way I do it. Nobody. And I'm gonna start you off with a bang.
So what you're saying is,
so that's why I should F it.
When we do video demonstrations, that's what we should start with.
Me doing a shoulder
Like, if
stretch?
there was actual pictures, like maybe we should make that into a segment in the show where people show us how they stretch somebody, take a picture of it, and then we critique the stretch.
I think it'd be great. It'd be wonderful. I guarantee it. That leaves me killing taping. Everybody knows we tape. Whatever. We tape.
Okay. That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
A lot of different opinions. There was a lot of desire in the live stream for people wound care, action shots of us doing wound care.
Yeah.
In some non-traditional setting things, which what did we say? Who said here? Drawing up injections, which is basically all I do now. Splinting, wound, drawing up injections. That's kind of my action shots now too. Suture removal, yeah. Nothing but needle.
Just needles.
That and
Who, what's like awesome, and maybe you hate it now. I don't know. I've had to give the little guy some Tylenol lately, and it comes like you gotta do the syringe.
yeah.
Who doesn't act like they're just like
Do you
pulling
flick
some? Actually, no, I don't. Am I supposed to?
Well, I mean, yeah, you gotta get the air bubble out of the tip.
Is that what it is? That's what it's doing.
Yeah.
Flick the tip for the air bubble.
Yeah.
No, but I do
Never flicked the tip.
I pull it out a little bit and then I push it back in there, and then I pull more, so that I get some of the air out of the actual syringe and stuff. I mean, it's freaking gel liquid Tylenol or whatever. But who doesn't like pretend they're on ER when they're doing that?
It's all I do now. I
All
shouldn't say
day?
it's all I do.
All
No,
day?
I only do a couple. I'll do a couple a week.
Does the doc ever look at you and like, just you do it, just
No,
shove it in there?
no, it's a big no-no. Very fun. So we're getting a lot of different live streamers are commenting on what they would like their action shots to be. Maybe we have to turn that into a segment. Send us pictures of action shots and we'll put them up. The action shot of the week. The candid shot of the week. God dang it! Why did it take us so long?
Candid shot of the week.
Send us a picture and maybe we'll just like feature you, like if you're a member or whatever.
Candid shot of the week.
Candid shot of the week. You in action. Send it to us. We'll throw it up on our live stream.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe we'll grade you.
Ooh.
Somebody said something about candid gear. I don't know. I'm not
What?
sure. So
Sometimes if it's a really important message, guys, you need to email us.
email us.
CandidAthleticTraining@gmail.com or something.
That's the candid shot of the week.
Because sometimes there's like a million freaking conversations going on in that thing, and I can't go back and read them all.
I try and keep up, and that's why I get so distracted. All right, we're on to our featured topic. Are you ready for it?
Ready?
What's our
All right.
featured topic of the week,
Aaron
Kevin?
hates email. It's freaking I don't know, Instagram, DM. Just slide into Chad's DMs.
Yeah, slide into my
Somebody
DMs.
slide into his DMs, for Christ's sake.
Make me
I
feel
do
young
think
again.
you should have to wear a Candid t-shirt while doing something. I think that's what people were referencing.
Oh, that's the other thing. Whoa, I just lost my microphone.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing over there?
I don't know.
Perfect. Everybody text Chad. Why don't you put your number up there on the screen real quick?
It's never mind. That made me think of a quote from Boomerang.
Boomerang.
You ever see the movie Boomerang?
I don't think so.
Oh, such a good movie.
80s.
Eddie Murphy, peak Eddie Murphy.
80s. For sure then, right? Gotta be the 80s.
Early 90s. Boomerang, let's find out.
Find out.
Halle Berry.
So we are, for the topic of the week, we got a submission, not missionary, but a submission
Submissionary. Where are we going?
from our good
Boomerang.
friend Stephanie Woodruff.
Boomerang, 1992.
92.
Eddie Murphy, Robin Gibbons.
Interesting.
Halle Berry, David Allen Greer, Martin Lawrence, Grace Jones. After that, it gets like it. Oh, Chris Rock.
So you sometimes forget how long Chris
John
Rock
Witherspoon.
has been kind of doing it.
Yeah, that was one of his earliest ones. He
Still.
was like the mail boy.
Yeah, but still, that guy he's still around, still doing it, getting slapped and putting out fucking
But like
specials.
Martin Lawrence, David Allen Greer, and Eddie Murphy together, they were just comic genius.
It was a pretty solid time in the comedy world. Stephanie Woodruff sent us a little, hey, could you do me a favor? Could you talk about some courses or maybe some, I guess acronyms you could put behind your name that you would get, such as doing a course in IASTM, Instrument Assisted Soft Tissue Mobilization, or let's say Active Release Technique, ART.
So what are those courses that we found most beneficial?
What have we found most beneficial?
And we covered this a long time ago.
Yeah, but it's always a good thing to come back to, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Especially in a
Newer
year
people, yeah.
that is, I think it's you submit your CEUs year, right? Pretty sure.
It is.
Yeah, and so there's still time if you haven't gotten your 50 yet. So maybe you're going to look for a course. So give me one course that you would 100% tell people to take.
So I think you and I both, our career arc was changed by this course. I really liked the neurokinetic therapy course.
Bingo.
NKT.
Yeah.
That's when my career changed from I want to learn all the treatments to I want to learn how to get people to move to correct flaws.
Correct.
So NKT,
Correct.
highly recommend.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Give me just a real short synopsis of what NKT is. Like, just give an example or something.
If I try to simplify it, we move in movement patterns, and they're functional anatomy trains, and sometimes our body has developed patterns that we use to cheat certain movement patterns by overusing some muscles and underusing other muscles. Or you'll get something. I guess what they would say is they're facilitated and inhibited muscles.
Correct.
So you're trying to identify which muscle groups are turned off, and maybe which ones are overworking for them, and kind of switch it around. So everything's kind of working equally.
A great thing, and you kind of said it. Your brain doesn't think, oh, I have to activate my QL right now.
No.
It thinks I have to hike my hip right now.
I got to get up. I got to do this.
So we think in movement patterns. So therefore, maybe you can complete a task by using a muscle that your anatomy book said, no, it doesn't do that. It's quite possible that it can do that. So, nice.
So that's number one.
Nice.
For me. What do you got?
I'm going to go direct to our friends, our dry needling friends.
Master Dry.
But Master Dry Needling, I mean, if you're a Candid member, you can get a little discount. But I'm not going to say that it's game changing, right? I think NKT was for both of us game changing, of kind of whether it was securing a philosophy in how we look at our athletes and our patients. But I think dry needling, even if you can in your state, and I know a lot of people listening right now would be like, oh, thanks for the advice, like something I can't even do. But
and your level, whatever level you're.
Yeah, and your level. Yeah, like if you're an athletic trainer in the high school setting, maybe you're not going to do dry needle, or in the primary school setting. But it has really enhanced my ability as an athletic trainer, and has honestly made me more money. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So, in my world, as a private pay, one-on-one with my patients, people like needling. Some people hate needling, but people will pay for needling. And I think if you have the capability of doing it, I think it's very valuable. Very, very valuable. You got another one?
Honestly, I'm trying to find one like a.
Sure.
Actually, it was a DVD course.
Yeah.
I mm,
If you don't have, I mean, I can.
well,
go again.
I think honestly, I liked learning about the BFR course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Every athletic trainer should have BFR. Should be BFR certified.
I just the physiology behind it is kind of cool to learn to me.
Yep. And even if you are a high school athletic trainer, I'm telling you, BFR will someday be in high schools. And if you're one of the first ones doing it, great. Take it. It will blow your mind if you don't know anything about it. Take a course in BFR. You're gonna understand a lot more about rehab and maybe thinking about it in a different aspect, recovery in a different aspect, muscle building in a different aspect, pain control in a different aspect. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool what the body can do by just putting it under an interesting stress, and that is trying to block some venous return. So 100% BFR, 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 BFR. Sorry, I took over for what you're saying.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. I know you're searching.
Go ahead. Do you have another one?
So, I mean, selfishly, I'm going to talk about what I do every day, and you can even. I always put it in the show notes. Like, if you're on Spotify, you can look at like the description of the show, and there's always a link. But my clinic and my franchise does education, and you can learn how to do what I do every day. And it's not a plug of I would love some of our listeners to understand more of what I do, but that I think as an athletic trainer, if I had the tool of structural elements, and if I had this tool to learn a very, very efficient and effective way to evaluate the fascia and adhesions in the fascia, and then pelvic alignment. Oh my God, could some of your rehabs be so much better? And oh my God, just maybe every one of your athletes, getting them on the table once a week, do this. You're going to prevent some injuries. They're going to feel better. They're going to move better. They're going to perform at a higher level. I wish I had this back when I was working every day with my athletes, to just be another thing that could be in my toolbox.
I like that you said fascia. I just think it's
Fascia.
it's such a great under. I don't know what the word is. Underrated like system of the body.
Yeah, that's all I do. It's not
Nervous system and the fascial system. If we can control those, I think we can control a lot of the injuries.
It is incredibly valuable to work those two systems with your athletes. I don't care at what level you're at. Every high school athletic trainer should be structural elements. Like, check it out. It is something that could be game changing for you to quickly treat some of your athletes and quickly like address some lingering issues. Because my hamstring's tight, and it's like, well, there's nothing wrong with your hamstring, but my hamstring's tight, but there's nothing wrong with your hamstring. Well, maybe it's something else. Maybe it's just literally a fascial adhesion in your hip or in your calf or whatever.
You're not engaging your core
Yeah,
correctly, which is prohibiting your hamstring from doing what it wants to do. Yeah.
Or maybe it's just literally you're anteriorly rotated at your hip, right? And a lot of us have experienced that. A lot of us have experienced courses, maybe PTs that have floated around us in life, maybe chiropractors, whatever it is, or other athletic trainers that have taught us how to evaluate pelvic alignment and what it looks like, up and down the chain. But I will tell you right now, so that's what I do all day, every single day within my clinic. And to me, it is a game-changing method. So if you want to know more about it, let me know. But I'm literally not just trying to pub me. I really wish I learned it much earlier in my career.
There's one other course that I
Yeah,
cannot specifically. I'll have to look for it, and maybe I'll bring it up next week if I can find it. I remember actually it was like a at-home CEU. They sent me all the DVDs, and I think the guy's name was Gordon something or other. But it was about
Flash Gordon.
It was kind of along the same concept about, don't focus on origin insertions, all this. Focus on movement patterns, and it specifically had to do with the foot, the ankle, the knee, and the hip, and how they all work together. It was really cool. It was really cool. I have the DVD somewhere buried, and like when I left UWM, all my belongings that came with me. Now I took this course probably 8 or 9 years ago, so maybe I could go back in my BOC reporting and try and find out what, but I will try and find that, and I will bring that one up another time. Pretty cool one. You got any others, or are we good here?
No, I think that's good. I mean, you can't throw too many out, folks.
No, yeah, just pick one and do the best you can with it.
Yeah, and if you have any more questions, of course you can DM Chad at Chad. I mean, I'm just kidding. You can email us, Aaron, candidathletictraining@gmail.com. Christ's sake, it's a text message for all it, whatever. You can ask questions.
Yeah, we love when people ask us questions and reach out to us.
We try to get to them as quick as we possibly can. We could try to, the 1.5 million viewers of this podcast every single week. I'm sorry we can't get to everybody. We love you all, but we'll try.
500,000 would be great.
Yes.
So,
is there even 500,000 athletic trainers in the world? We talked about this.
No, but we've got some non-athletic trainers who listen to our show.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, let's close her down.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here, and we'd like to thank our healthy roster. Oh yeah, throw that up there. We got Smart Tools coming up next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m. for our members. If you aren't a member yet,
it's the 19th.
The 19th of April. If you're not a member yet, please go get yourself a membership at candidathletictraining.com so you can partake in this BFR course. I have a question. If you have any questions for the guys from Smart Tools, they're going to be here to answer them, but they're going to teach you BFR. Thank you, R-Bar, for being our newest sponsor and giving our listeners 30% off. Thank you, Human Kinetics, for offering our listeners 20% off all their courses. I think we still have one course to give away. And last but not least, thanks for ATIP, Athletic Trainer Insurance Plus, giving our listeners huge discounts, while our members huge discounts. Literally, I saved, as a self-employed full-time person, with my professional liability and my general liability lumped into one, because that's what they do, I saved about $1,000 a year. So if you think about the cost of what it is to be a Candid Athletic Training member and the cost of what it means to save $1,000 a year,
25 over 1,000. That's a 40 time.
Yeah, that's 40.
40 times.
And if you're not self-employed, right? You are employed through your school or through another institution, and you have your own athletic trainer professional liability, they're probably going to be able to help you anyways. So get yourself a membership so you can get some discounts on some great stuff. Everybody else, thanks for listening, and bye.